Hey guys, Lyra Linx here, and welcome back to Reminiscing on My Past. Today we are going to be reading Chapter 5 of Dance at Dusk, and so, let's get into it. Chapter 5. Paul froze as the brunette approached him. He could feel her eyes piercing into his very soul. "Nothing, just killing time at the register," he said, not wanting to show her the gift yet. "Okay then," replied Dawn, not completely convinced. "Well, get out of the way, please. I need to pay for everything." Paul kindly stepped to the side and Dawn placed her items on the counter. She fished through her bag for her credit card, then paid for it all. Once everything was bagged, Paul and Dawn left the store. Dawn looked especially happy today, but something seemed wrong. "Something wrong?" asked Paul, noticing a glint of sadness in her eyes. Dawn sighed. "I need to pay back the money for my credit card. I'm gonna have to take extra shifts at my job." Paul's eyes widened. "You have a job?" Dawn nodded. "After I left the Berlitz house, I had to find money somehow." "I'm not convinced. I want to see where you work." "Fine," said Dawn as she crossed her arms. "But don't laugh at me or anything." Paul was really curious now. "Why would I laugh?" "Just follow me." Dawn covered Paul's eyes with her hands as she led him to her work. "Keep your eyes closed," she said, running off to do something. "Okay," said Paul, eager to open his eyes, but restraining. After a while, he heard Dawn's footsteps returning over to him. "You can open your eyes now." Paul opened his eyes, nearly falling over in surprise when he saw her. She had her hair down, two black ribbons tied around her bangs. She was wearing a black and white maid's outfit. The sleeves were long, she had on an apron, and there was a large black ribbon tied behind her back. Paul blushed a bit at her, so shocked that he thought he was about to fall over. Dawn began to blush also, embarrassed by the strange look on Paul's face. She cleared her throat and twiddled her thumbs. I'm a cafe maid," said Dawn, trying to break the tension. "I see," said Paul, trying to compose himself. "So, would you like anything to eat? I can take your order if you like." Dawn gestured to a vacant table, and Paul took a seat. He picked up the menu that sat on it and scanned it. I'll take a hot cocoa with exactly 8 mini marshmallows, a brownie a la mode, and a few cinnamon rolls." "Do you have the money for all of that?" "Nope. You should buy it for me in return for this," Paul said. Paul Paul pulled out the box and set it out in front of him. "Excuse me. What is it?" "Why don't you open it and find out?" Dawn seemed hesitant. "This isn't some trick, right?" "No tricks. Go ahead, open it." Dawn still wasn't sure about it, but she took the small box and opened it up. She gasped when she saw the cute little charm bracelet inside. She smiled and opened the little latch on it, putting it on her wrist. She held up her hand and stared at the bracelet. "Looks like you like it," said Paul, laughing at how enthusiastic she was about it. "Yeah, I love it. Don't worry about your order. I'll pay for it." Paul sat patiently as Dawn scampered off to fetch his order. She was pretty cute when she was smiling like that. It didn't take long for her to make her way back, hands full with trays of food. She gently set down his food. "Dig in," said Dawn, still smiling brighter than the sun. Paul did just that. The food was excellent. The sweets were nice and sugary, but not overdone. The cocoa was chocolatey, but not overpowering. Whoever made this must be a professional cook. "I made that," said Dawn as soon as he was finished. "Whoa! You can make a mean stew and make dessert? I thought a professional made this." Dawn's cheeks flushed. "If you want, I can teach you a few cooking tricks. I'm making dinner again tonight, and I wouldn't mind some help." "But I'm not that great a cook." "You suck," Dawn agreed. "But with my help, I'm sure that we can make it edible." Paul scowled a bit at her rude comments, but nodded his head in agreement. She looked very pleased. "Let's get home, then." Reggie must be wondering where we ran off to. Paul got up and pushed in his chair. Dawn grabbed onto his arm and pulled him out. "You always have to take the lead, don't you?" asked Paul, already knowing the answer. "It's just how I am," she answered, winking. Paul couldn't help but smile a bit. He used to hate her, but she didn't seem nearly as bad now. "Of course, I still don't like her," he thought. "She is just a troublesome girl." Alright, so that's that chapter. Honestly, I feel like Paul should have waited to give her the gift a little bit longer to build up some, like, suspense or something, instead of just giving it to her in the very next chapter. And he paid $3 for that. I bet his meal was more than $3 and Dawn just paid for that. Whatever. Critiquing my own story. Let's look at some other critiques by looking at the Chapter 5 reviews. Dmaxter S. Excuse me, I can't seem to talk today. Dmaster XD. Aw, Paul's in denial. He so likes her. I really loved this chapter. Thank you. You Red Hood Lover, you unintentionally reminded me of another anime. That reminds me, I have to go watch it. Bye. Loved the chapter. That makes me wonder what one it is. Radicator. Oh, Paul, admit it. You love Dawn, just like the rest of us. I really do like Dawn. Not my favorite Poke girl, but I definitely like her. Skitty13. Looks like Paul's nice side is slowly coming out. Great story. Can't wait until the next chapter comes out. EVX me. Paul, give up. You know you can't keep denying that you like Dawn. Mundy the trainer. It's getting there. That it is. Alright, so again I had a lot of nice views. I feel like the reason I wrote so many of these stories is because I had a lot of people supporting me and that seem to really care about what I do, so I'm really appreciative of that. Anyway, that's it for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more content. Hope to see you in another video, and goodbye.